Welcome into WagerTalk TV. I am Drew Martin, joined by Rob Vino and Tony Finn of WagerTalk.com. We are talking the Southwest Classic Saturday night here. Arkansas, Texas A&M coming to you from AT&T Stadium. We're seeing the Aggies -2, 48.5 being the total. Rob Vino coming to you first. You liking anything Arkansas and Texas A&M?
Yeah, it almost seems too easy to me, Drew, to like Arkansas here in this spot. Neutral field, coming off a game where they probably game planned an extra week for A&M. Had a little bit of a FCS team last week. Although I will say this, Missouri State as an FCS team is no joke. That's a top 10 program, FCS. So don't be too fooled by the fact that the game was close. Missouri State has all the capability to keep things close. But I'm going to go through A&M's offense, guys, because I just find it impossible to back a team that's playing this way right now, even with the quarterback switch last week. A&M's offense the last 2 weeks, both games coming at Kyle Field. 90 total plays in 2 games. Against Appalachian State, they ran 38 plays. Last week, only 52. Offense can't hang on to the football. 450 total yards in the last 2 weeks by this team. Outgained on average in time of possession, 37.55 to 22.06. Getting absolutely crushed on the offensive end. They had their last 17 possessions have resulted in 14 drives of 38 yards or less. They've allowed 5 sacks the last 2 weeks and just 40 pass attempts. That's once every 8 times their quarterback drops back. He gets sacked. It's bad offense right now. Against Miami last week, only a couple of drives over 44 yards. The 90 plays they ran the last 2 weeks, guys, 19 of them have been negative plays, and that's 21%. But what I mean by negative plays is 19 of them have been either a quarterback sack, a turnover, or a punt. So nothing happening for A&M offensively at this point in time. The defense has been good at denying teams from scoring the last couple of weeks. But if you go back to last week, boy, Miami had their chances, right? 5 of their first 7 drives, 44 yards or better. They kick a field goal on the first drive, and then they proceed to miss 2 field goals on back-to-back drives right after that. They had 4 trips into the red zone, only came away with 9 points. So credit to the Aggies defense, but it could be a bit of a failure on the part of Miami. I don't know that Arkansas will fail that way when they get opportunities this week. They've been the complete opposite, really, of A&M's season, long story, because Arkansas has been a really good offensive team, averaging 500 yards per game, been a poor defensive team, giving up a lot of yardage on that end. They really haven't stopped anybody, but they do have 2 things in their favor on that side of the football that should help them here. They're tough to run against so far this season. And, man, they get to the quarterback. They've played pretty good teams, right? Cincinnati, good offense. South Carolina. And as I mentioned, Missouri State, a top 10 FCS team. Giving up about 4.4 per carry. True rushing yards, because I weeded the sack yardage out. If you look at the sacks, quarterback sacks, this team has had 17 already. That's 6 a game. 129 yards lost by the opponent on those sacks. So, boy, A&M better protect Max Johnson here, guys, because when he drops back, when any A&M quarterback drops back right now, they don't look like they have an open receiver. The receivers can't get any separation, and Arkansas is going to pin their ears back and come get them. I like Arkansas on the offensive side. I think their defense has been more severely tested by prior opponents than they will be here. And I'll tell you what, if you're going to give me a play calling choice, I could have Kendall Briles or I could have Jimbo Fisher. Give me Kendall Briles. I think KJ Jefferson and company get it done here. They've covered 4 straight in this series. I'll take Arkansas plus the points.
Ooh, pig suey, Rob. I'm with them, though, Tony. I think that's the side here. I'm kind of surprised at this number with Texas A&M -2. How do you feel in the Southwest Classic on Saturday, Tony?
I talked about this game at length last week, or not this game in particular, but the Texas A&M Miami game at length. And as hard as it was to support Texas A&M after the week 2 loss, it's for me, it's not. I'm not a big supporter of Miami. I've been fading Miami for a half a decade. It seems like, because I thought they've always been overvalued, and new coach, new scheme, and Coach Chris is a guy that I believe in and believe in can recruit, but I've never had a lot of faith in his ability to make adjustments at halftime or really even pre-flop, prepare for teams. We'll find out. I kind of flipped that. We're not going to discuss it, but I kind of flipped this week a little bit with Miami. We'll see if we ever lead into that game and talking about it. But as far as this game goes, it's a contrast of styles. I mean, Rob's mentioned it. You're going to see an Arkansas team that likes to get up and down the field. Unfortunately, their defense likes to get up and down the field too and give up yards. Texas A&M, I mentioned that the one thing I believe, and I've seen it. We've seen it before, guys. We've seen it before, and we've seen Fisher be able to bounce back from bad games. I thought they did that last week, despite the fact that the way Rob outlined this, it appears to be more a failure on Miami's part than it was the defensive ability and capability of this Texas A&M Aggies team. I don't think that Arkansas is going to be able to run up and down the field against this Aggies team. The question is, really, are the Aggies going to be able to put some points on the board, enough points to ever make those who are supporting them or backing them financially feel comfortable? So the more I looked at this, the more I looked at it, not being able to kind of bite on one side or the other, my lean here is to play a low-scoring game, which is, again, I think in these contrasting styles, these two teams, this neutral setting, it's under, I think the number is 49 or 50, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody can pitch in and throw that number out. But I think an under the total play would be where I'd be if I was in this room, and I just might be.
Tony Finn, check him out, WagerTalk.com, as well as Robbie Vino as well. Guys, enjoy the game. Arkansas, Texas A&M, Saturday night. Make sure to check out the website, guys. Mondays is $9 Mondays. Good day to do so. All plays, all handicappers discounted to just $9. Check it out, WagerTalk.com.